Welcome to the Homeownership Podcast presented by Momentum Realty, located in Hanover, Massachusetts. This series covers all things real estate and the best practices for buying, selling, and owning properties. Now here's your host, Sean Maloney.
Welcome to episode 168, Increasing Curb Appeal with Plants. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me today. For those of you who didn't know it, I used to own a tree company and a landscaping company. What we really specialized in was taking care of plants the way they want to be taken care of. I know that sounds funny, but plants are very basic, and with good plant care habits, you can have amazing plants that'll increase your curb appeal. We all know that when people are looking at houses to buy them, or you're looking to sell them, that we all think about the curb appeal. The curb appeal is what you see when you pull up, right? When you're in your car and you pull up to the curb, what does the place look like and how could you make the place shine? We all know what it is. It's called landscaping. Landscaping, having nice lawn, having nice mulch, having the bushes trimmed, having nice plants, maybe flowering trees, maybe some flowers. These are things that are going to increase the value and increase the way people feel about the home. Sometimes just a simple planting can really change the environment, whether it be a big shade tree that makes the front yard stay green all summer long without irrigation, or it be a privacy hedgerow by the pool that makes it perfect so that you can go there and tan without your neighbors staring at you. Or maybe it's just that one tree that's so magical that sits by the lake that you have a swing on, that you sit there every morning and you sip on your coffee and you relax and you think about your life. These are the tiny things that plants can do, and we can do so much with plants. So let's just break it down a tiny bit today so you can better understand how to find success when you're planting. First off, paying attention to planting season really matters a lot more than people think. Trying to plant in the middle of the summertime often is a terrible idea because of the fact that the plant's going to be stressed out, and the way the plant grows, it's not really going to be growing roots during the hot season, and you're going to have to water it all the time. Right now, springtime, perfect time to plant most all plants. Obviously, a tiny bit early for some of the annuals yet, but you're going to see a guide and you're going to know on each and every plant because we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So understanding plants will help you find success in taking care of them. Just take a moment to read the little tags and Google the plant name for some care instructions. I will tell you, be careful now. Places like Lowe's and everyone that's these big box stores, they write mixed plant and stuff like that. Good thing is most of you have iPhones or Google Android phones, so you can use Google Lens, you can use any of these things, take a picture of it and find out what it is, because when you know what type of plant you have, you're going to know a lot more about the plant. Because some of the most important things like water, light, nutrients, and space, that's all the plants need to thrive. It's really not that hard to grow plants. Honestly, folks, you just read the care instructions and do what it says, you will find success. I know a lot of people say we believe in the science. Well, if you believe in science, then throw some science into your plant care and actually take care of them the way they want to be taken care of, and you will see an amazing change in your plants. These elements must be provided based on the plant's needs in order for an optimal success. So if you have a full sun plant and you put it in a shade zone, how well is that plant going to do? It's not going to do well at all because it's not going to have enough sun to grow. It's going to end up stressing out. It's going to have problems. You're not going to have success. Or if you put a shade plant in full sun, it's going to burn. Now, by putting them in the correct beds and the correct layers, say you plant a tree, and then under the tree you plant your rhododendron, and then underneath the rhododendron you plant some sort of vinca, where each layer wants a different light level, and we chose them appropriately based on those light layers. Because if we choose based on light layers, we can actually have multiple plants in the same environment working harmoniously together. When we have two large trees and we plant them directly next to each other, they're going to beat each other up. But when we plant one large tree next to a small shrub, next to some flowers, we have a thing where we have multi-layers of greenery. We have multiple different flowers. And if we think to ourselves, well, if this flowers in the spring, this one flowers in the summer, this one flowers in the fall, then we have what we call constant color. You know, everyone is out there chasing after these Lowe's plants and all these other big box store plants. Do yourself a favor. Drive by some local nurseries. Head on down to the White Horse Beach area and check out some of the different planters down there. Head over down into Horseneck Beach area. Check out the people down in that direction. Sylvan's Nursery, it's a great one. Go over to some of the local ones in Pembroke. That blooming place too always has some random selection. But when you go to the big box stores, you often just find the basics of plants. If you go to the smaller ones, you tend also to find people who are passionate about plants that may be able to help you. Because don't feel bad about getting help, but also don't let getting help be your excuse. Google exists. We have it now. We have all these different ways of looking things up. Look up the plants you have and take care of them based on what they want. Now, also remember that everyone always wonders, perennials or annuals? Annuals, for some reason, the way it sounds like they come back every year. But it doesn't. It's actually going to go away every year. Annuals, most of the time, just honestly means that the plant is outside of its zone where it can survive and continue on forward with life. Whereas perennials, when the cold comes, they die back to the ground and then they come back next year. With perennials, they're often more robust. They tend to grow. You can divide a lot of them and you can split them and make more plants every couple years, whereas annuals need to be installed every single time. And a lot of it has to do with the frost coming in and killing them during that season. Making sure the plants that you buy are in the right zone is a huge thing to making sure you have success and just have a better understanding of it all. Because remember, you've got flowers, you've got shrubs, you've got trees. You want to make sure you got all those layers under control in the way of having them planted correctly near each other, and you're going to have huge success, and people are going to want a yard just like yours, which means when you go to sell your home, you're going to get more money and you're going to find more success. I hope this helps you just have a basic understanding of plants and the understanding that you need to be educated on them to find the most success with them. And it's so easy, you can even do it in your garden as you're going to plant these plants. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate all of you. Make sure to pound that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Also, tell all your friends and family about this great podcast about buying, selling, and owning a home. You can also check out our weekly blog and get more information all about buying, selling, and owning a home. Thanks for joining us this week, and I look forward to talking to you next week.